Okay. Okay, we're now live.
Are we now?
We're live. Let's go.
Let's go. You gotta wait till people start coming on.
Okay.
Everybody broke out.
They ain't going nowhere.
Everybody was like, what they doing?
Is it possible?
Okay, so today's subject. Remember, guys, I always ask if you guys have a subject that you want us to tackle on our panel, feel free to give us suggestions. So today, so you gotta wait till people start coming on. What is going on now?
Let me see. Go ahead.
You're dark.
Go ahead. I put light on it.
I can't see it all. So, hey guys, sorry for the technical difficulties. Today we're doing a topic that Angela Cobb sent in. And like I said a million times, if you guys want us to tackle a subject on this panel that we do, please feel free to send your ideas to my inbox or Mark's inbox, and we'll pick one and then we'll tackle that subject, whatever it is you want us to discuss, because you wanted to hear our opinions on it or you just wanted to have a panel discuss it. Also, if you want to join us, the link is hopefully somewhere. Where'd you put the link, Mark? What? Ready, sir?
I'm here. Slow. 1 second.
You're dark. You're like witness protection program right now.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So again, if you want us to tackle a topic, you can inbox it to me or to Mark. Today, Angela Cobb submitted, a bunch of suggestions, and they were really, really juicy. And we picked number one on the list, which is today's topic, drum roll, is if a man is a stay-at-home dad / homemaker, is he still head of household if his wife is the breadwinner? Is a man still head of household, considered head of household, if the wife is the breadwinner? Is the man still head of household if his wife is the breadwinner? And then we'll branch off into other dynamics of that later. But that is the question as it stands. Is a man still head of household if his wife is the breadwinner? Now, mind you, if he's at home, he's taking care of the children, he's cooking, he's cleaning, is he still head of household?
He's
I actually know someone personally who is living this actual lifestyle, or who lived it for many, many, many years, and now he branched off and he started his own business, but he was living that way for about 15 years or more.
Really?
Yeah, a very, very long time. Very long time. So really good friend of mine too. So I know I know firsthand what can go wrong in that situation, or what I feel contributed, you know what I mean, to things that went wrong in his marriage.
Oh, so wait, is he not married anymore?
He's still married
to the same woman?
Same woman for many, many years, decades. But they had some problems, and I always felt that their dynamic contributed to it. I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm saying I can see how their dynamic contributed to what went wrong in their marriage.
So Mel says, so the person that makes the most money makes them the head of the household?
Is he asking or saying? Because Mel talks funny. Is he asking or saying?
He's asking.
He's asking does he think so? This is an open forum. If that's what he thinks so, then that's what it is. I haven't stated my opinion yet. I just said what the topic was. I haven't stated my opinion yet. So is that a statement saying that, or he's asking?
It's a question.
Oh, well, that's up to him, to the individual, I guess, right?
Yeah. Come on in, Mel. Come on in, Simeon.
Come on in, and then we can get your opinions on the panel. It's a great subject, though. It's a good question. It's a good question. I know what I think. You know.
You're okay, Carl. I would love that from Carl, Mel, Robin. No, Robin said nope.
Robin's not coming in?
No, she said nope to the. She said no, he's not the head of the household.
No, okay.
She said he's not the head of the household.
Okay.
You got the comments up, right?
I don't know if I had.
Put them comments up. Guilty.
Oh, okay, I see them now. Oh, wow. Carl said, I was married once to a woman who simply made more money, who didn't appreciate my contributions. Carl, did she make more money and you weren't working at all, or you were working and she just made more money?
And what contributions is he referring to? I would love to hear that.
Contributions, because if you were working and she was working, then that's a different dynamic than a man not working at all. We're talking about a man not working at all. He's a homemaker.
He's a stay-at-home dad.
Right. He's a stay-at-home dad, and the woman is the breadwinner. So if you were working and she was working, and she just happened to be making more money than you, that's not the topic. Because two people working are both contributing, despite whoever makes more. They're still contributing financially. Carl says she's gone. Mel said he'll be on in a minute. Carl said good riddance to her. Robin said 15 years. Wow, that just sounded lazy and avoidance. The recession didn't affect the economy that long.
So let me ask you this. So in 15 years, right, did he have a plan? Because you say now he's doing something else. It's like, does he have his business going? Or like what was the...
Okay, you know, him and I are very close. So I know the entire story. They decided collectively, and it's funny because I'm the one that hooked his wife up with this job many years ago, but they just decided it was best for their family, having small children, and he had children of his own from prior marriage, that she go out and work, right, and make the money. I think at the time she was making like $70K when she started. She's probably making more now, but at the time she was making $70K. So they decided as a family, it's best for him to stay home and she go out and work. Now, he's an amazing homemaker. I mean, the dude is a chef. He's great with the children. He's a very clean person. He's meticulous. You know what I mean? And he had sort of what I would call a hobby, I guess, with like photography and stuff like that, but it wasn't bringing in like an income, let's say, right? So they decided that was, you know, the best dynamic for their family. And, you know, it went on for many, many years.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. There's no way.
If it works.
Nah, that don't work for me.
Okay.
You're
dark. What is it? You have no light in there?
Yeah, I just got the light, but so here's the thing. I'm by the window.
Come on, director.
I'm by the window, and it's just I have to close all the blinds for the because my lights are not going to match with the sun.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You don't have them little baby ring lights that you stick on your phone or get?
No, I'm on my laptop. That's the difference too. Like my phone would be like, you know, more light too.
Right. Okay.
So
Carl said, how does he come in?
So here's the link. I'm posting the link again to come in. Here's the link to come in. There's the link. The link that to enter the Terror Dome.
The Terror Dome.
The Terror Dome. Welcome to the Terror Dome. Okay.
I'm wearing my Terror Dome shirt.
Guilt, I see you got your PE hat on the other day. Simeon.
Simeon.
What up, people?
Why is everybody so dark? Where's your light?
Because we black than a motherfucker. Everybody likes you.
Good lighting from my filmmakers. Come on.
Okay, let me fix it.
Let's look at the beautiful faces.
I was trying to be incognito, but I'm gonna come on through. I'm gonna come on with it. Oh, hold on, I'm about to come on with it. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, Mark, that light is better.
I know, because I just closed all the blinds.
That's much better. Let's
close the blinds. I'm trying to get some sun. I need some sun.
Damn it.
Oh.
So Simeon, what do you think?
Well, about what?
Jen?
Little Simeon chilling.
You don't know that. You don't know the topic.
Something about if the woman is filing the man on the taxes, does she wear the pants?
Basically, if a man is a stay-at-home dad, like if he's the homemaker and she's the sole breadwinner, like he's just keeping the home, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, and the woman is the sole financial provider, is the man still head of household?
Yeah, he is. He got a penis? Who got the penis?
He got the what? He got the penis.
Oh, wait, them are fighting words. Ladies, do you hear this? So a penis automatically renders you head of household? Ladies, are you hearing this? I need the women to come in now. Did you hear this?
Hey, let me tell you something. I don't care how much money you make. You still have to respect that man as the head of the household. So stop playing, and you know it, Jen. You still got to be. You still have to respect the man, even though you make more money than him. I don't mind if my wife make more money than me. I don't. My wife.
Challenge. Do I hear a challenge?
Tell me what you listening to.
Hey, well, it don't. I make the most money in my household.
Yeah.
I do. What? She said I act rude. She said I act rude about making. Well, it don't. I make the most money in my house.
But this is not about people.
What? No, she said what? Tell me, not you.
She said I act rude about making.
Carl Gilliard, what's up, brother?
This is not about two people that financially contribute. This is the man doesn't financially contribute at all. He's just
so he don't do anything.
He basically does the same thing as the woman, the wife. So
he's basically she's giving him an allowance when he wants to go shopping. He gotta ask for some money. In that case, then he might just have to sit his ass down for a little while. He might have to just sit down. He might have to just sit down for a little while and let her do what she's gonna do, because if she holding it down like that, and all he got to do is wake up, clean the house, take care of the kids. Hey, I ain't gonna even lie. I would love to be in that position for about a month. After that, I couldn't take it no more. I gotta go and get it in.
Okay, why would you want to be in that position for a month? What do you feel like?
No. Oh no. I was just saying I would want, any man would want to see and know what that feels like, to have his woman totally take care of him and he don't have to provide in that way.
Say that again.
I said any man would want to know what it feels like to be able to kick his heels up, and all he got to do is take care of the crib and make sure everything is cool around the crib, just to see what it feels like. I would want to see what it feels like. I didn't say I want to be that. I would want to see what it feels like, and then I know after being in that position for about 3 weeks to 4 weeks, I'd be like, oh hell no, I got to get out of here. Basically,
to know what it feels like. So in order to see what your wife is like, what the things your wife have to do?
To know what it feels like to have somebody take care of you.
Okay, I'm bring Carl. Hey, Carl.
Interesting.
Hold on. Hey, Carl, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Jen, why your shirt too little?
I'm in my house.
You have to turn down your volume. Because when I turn you on, I can hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but there's an echo.
You have to lower your phone. Do you have your phone volume up?
You have to turn down your
my mic.
Go ahead. Tell them, Jen.
You have to. If you're on your laptop, you have to lower the volume of your cell phone all the way down because there's an echo.
Carl, no, Mark, there you go. Now we can hear you.
but I can't hear you now.
You can't
Lamar
hear us?
said you muted.
If you're on your laptop, you have to lower the volume of your cell phone. Everybody learn sign language.
I'm not on my cell phone.
We can hear you.
Hey, Carl, you're not using that 25-year-old laptop somebody gave
No,
you when you first
it's
came
not, I'm not
on.
on a laptop. I'm on the desktop.
Oh, that's even worse.
Okay. But there's an echo. I don't know why.
I don't know why either, but I'm not on the phone. I'm on a desktop on my computer. It's a Mac. It's a
It sounds better now.
We can hear you. It's much better now.
It sounds better.
Am I echoing to you guys?
No, not now.
No, you're better.
No,
You're
not
better.
now.
I don't know why either, but I'm not on the. Okay. Listen. Tell me when I'm going to talk, and I'll turn my sound down. Then I'll listen. I'll turn my sound down. I can't hear you though. Okay, but you guys are saying I'm echoing, so I'm gonna turn the sound down. Okay, but I can't hear you while I'm talking. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So this is very interesting to me. And Jen, that's your name, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this is really, really specific to the woman. Now, you say, for example, that if a man is not contributing anything financially, but the same situation, you're saying that he is taking care of the house. So that's an agreement they have between the two of them.
Yes, that's how it was.
Just using your example, okay? Your example that you've given.
Mm-hmm.
He's providing a service to that household that would normally be equated for the woman normally. But in this case, they've reversed roles in terms of she's making the money, but he's taking care of the household. You say he's a good chef, taking care of the kids, all that stuff. He's a great guy.
Yes.
So my thing is, when you talk about it's a role that is gender specific. Now, I know that's politically incorrect today. I know people don't hear that. Oh, he's a man and just because he got a penis. But the bottom line is that men just innately require and need respect, and women need love. So you kind of got this on the wrong plane here. Even if the man is taking care of the household and doing all these things at home, he still needs respect. Even if she's out there making all the money, she still needs love.
Okay.
So the head of household position it's a position. It's like, okay, I'm married, right? But I'm on my third marriage. The reason why is because the first two could not respect me. They didn't get it. I got a wife right now who loves and respects the hell out of me. I'm not perfect. I don't make a lot of money. I make more money than she does right now. But when you have a long relationship over decades, you might have years where she makes more money. You might have years where he makes more money. This whole idea that, during the space and time that you micro look at it and one's making more money than the other. And so therefore now he's no longer the leader of the household is silly. And women who believe that, no disrespect, Jen, just be by yourself. Just don't worry about it. Be by yourself, run your own household, run your own life. Good luck. But I'm not going to have a woman in my house, whether I'm making $1 million a day or $1 million pennies a day. She's going to respect me as head of household, which does not mean that I lord over her and I get to make all the decisions. Because Lord knows I don't do that in my household. But I'm still the head of my household because why? God commanded that because I am the husband. Doesn't make me better. I'm not better. In fact, my wife is probably better than me. But still,
how long have you been
in the household? And it has nothing to do with how much money you make. And even in your situation, he's still providing a valuable service to that household. So let's not emasculate the brother because he's cooking dinner. That's my point. So I'm
Carl.
Okay?
How long have you been married?
And it has nothing to do with how much money you make. And even in your situation, he's still providing a valuable service to that household. So let's not emasculate the brother because he's cooking dinner. That's my point. So okay?
How long have you been married?
Let me turn it down again so you can. I don't want to echo.
Because it's a serious delay. Like it's a delay.
It is a delay. I know. So I've been married for 5 years, going on 6 this time.
Woo,
I was married my first time for 14 years, and then the second time for 11. And in that second marriage, that was a big issue for us. She had a steady, regular job, and I'm an actor. So my money came and went. It was up and down. But when you added the entire year, in the first 4 or 5 years, I out-earned her substantially. And then the second 8 years or so, we were on par. And in some years, she made a little more than me. But just because she made a little more than me, she thought that I was not operating in my office of being head of household, which is absolutely stupid. And she's single right now. So I'll stop.
Can I ask you a question, Carl? Can I ask you a question?
She made a little more than me, but just because she made a
Can
little,
I ask you a question,
you know,
Carl?
thought that I was not operating in my office of being head of household.
Carl, can you hear me?
Absolutely. Now I can. And she,
In those first 2 marriages, was there ever a time when you had to slap one of them?
Hit the what?
Yes, you can. I'm listening. I got you, Simeon. I have to turn my sound down so I'm not echoing, and then I stop and I can hear you. I'm sorry.
Robin, come in, Robin.
Did you hear what I said, Carl?
Simeon, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Simeon. I can hear you now.
I said in those first 2 marriages, was there ever a time where you had to slap somebody?
I'm sorry.
Come in, Robin.
Jen is like,
Simeon, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Simeon.
I cut people, so I ain't worried about getting slapped.
Was there ever a time where you had to slap somebody?
Slap me, you better commit. Okay? You better commit. Everyone on me. I ain't worried about getting slapped.
Why is there a delay?
The delay is very bad. Okay. Maybe you call. You should come up and do it again.
Okay. What Carl?
There it is.
Okay.
Come back in. It's too delayed.
Okay, yeah, he has the all right. Let me see.
Maybe if you put a headset.
What Carl? Okay. I'm gonna let him come back in. Okay, cool.
Yeah, see now it's gone.
So he's gonna come back in. Hey, Carl, come back in.
So I
Yeah, 'cause
want
now
to,
it's
like,
gone.
is it bad that a woman prefers security? Like, I know it didn't work out for him, right? He was like, well, you know, I'm an actor, and if she couldn't handle that, was she wrong though that she wanted more security? Is that wrong? Like, does that?
No, she's with the wrong person. She's with the wrong person. Because if you understand, like he said, there was the first 4 years he made substantially more than her, and she was cool with that.
Right.
But when he got to the point where it was like even kill, and his stuff was dwindling, and then she had a problem with that. So that should tell you right there that one of the things for her is that financial stability, or that man being able to take care of her to a certain point. So if that's the case, you can't be with somebody like that. It's like, I'll tell you, like my wife, right? I get mad at my wife because she don't ask me for nothing. And I'm like, man, don't you need something? I don't need nothing. But I think the reason she does that is because she was always just so used to taking care of everything herself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I'm like, come on. I'm like, babe, we 12 years in now. You can count on me. I'll do whatever you need. But she's just so used to doing it on her own that, you know, she'll now, if she really, really needs me, or if she get backed into a wall, which is rare, she'll holler at me and let me know. But other than that, I normally don't know what's going on financially because she's always just taking care of her business, you know. But I always let her know, whatever you need, let me know so I can help. So in Carl's situation, that lady, I said that lady, his ex-wife, she was in there with him until the money started falling.
So let me ask this of the gentleman. Let me ask this, because Carl made an interesting point, right? He said that if a man is at home and he's cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, that's a service he's providing. That's making the home run, right? And that's very true. That is very, very true. You can't take that away from a man or a woman. But with that said, aren't there certain things that we look for physically, mentally, and emotionally in a man that once he becomes like a Holly homemaker, that changes how we look at him?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
It makes go ahead, Simeon.
No, Mark, go ahead. No, what you gonna
say?
No,
I just think that, you know, I mean, I work from home, right? But as far as the bills, like me, like no. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know, but hold on. I work from home, but I'll be damned if I put that type of financial responsibility, you know what I'm saying, on my wife. I'm not. I wouldn't put no. I wouldn't put that kind of responsibility to make her think that, you know, as far as with the bills and stuff like that, you know, what she does, what her money is her money. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't. I wouldn't feel comfortable as a man, as a man, in terms of allowing a woman to you know. So,
yeah, like I think every relationship is different to each his own. But I feel like this: if the woman wants to step up and take responsibility for the bills or whatever, I think if she's still in a relationship or a marriage, she still should make that man feel like a man and respect him as a man. Just the same way a woman wants to be respected as a woman. Sometimes she may want flowers, and she wants to be treated like a queen.
But we can't. But wait a minute. That is true.
But he can't get her no flowers unless she give him the money.
Right, that's what I'm saying. She be getting the flowers.
She got, hey, baby, can I get some money so I can get you some flowers?
Wait, does it like, we can't ignore one very important thing. Don't you think nature takes over? I know when I'm in the workforce, when I was working corporate, and I was making more money than the man, the dynamics change. The softness of a woman. I'm no longer that soft, you know, woman at home waiting for flowers. I'm out there dealing with men all day. I'm 9 to 5, and I'm dealing with managers and supervisors. I'm dealing with assholes. So I change. The dynamics, my femininity changes. So, you know what I'm saying? And I think by nature, a man being a homemaker, his dynamic and energy changes. So we can't deny that energy changes. So let me tell you the second part of my friend before we continue. His wife, and I'm not saying it was because they're homemaker. I'm gonna let y'all decide.
You start cheating.
Ended up cheating on him, right, with someone who had a job and worked at her children's school. Now, you know, my friend came to me and said X, Y, and Z happened, blah, blah. And I didn't want to tell him this because I didn't want to hurt his feelings, but I was like, well, fuck yeah, she wants to be around a fucking macho, a man. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I know that dude had a lot of macho to him is because he was an asshole. Like he was married as well. And the reason why I know he was an asshole is because he called my friend him, right? My friend found him on Facebook, and then I'm spilling all the tea. My friend found him on Facebook and contacted him. And then what that guy did was contact my friend and said, if you ever reach out to my wife again, I'm going to kill you. So, and then he was threatening my friend. So he was that dude. He had that, you know what I'm saying, that masculine energy. So do you think that him staying home made her look at him like this soft dude I got in the house?
Yes. Let me tell you why.
Yes. Yep.
Even for the dude, the stay-at-home dude, he contacted the man's wife.
Yes.
That's weak. So that's super weak. He was
not weak. Explain, elaborate.
So why would you contact the man? Like why would you contact the man's wife? Like if the man is cheating, right, with your wife, you get on Facebook, track his wife down, and tell his wife that, you know what I'm saying, tell his wife that, oh, your husband is sleeping with my wife.
That's what?
No. You take care of that business yourself.
That's a punk.
That actually had that happen to me before.
Huh?
That's a punk.
I actually had that happen to me before.
You did? Please keep a share.
No, basically, my ex-husband was sleeping with this guy's wife, and the guy called me to complain about it.
Oh my God, yeah. No.
Yeah,
you know what he was trying to do. You know what he was trying.
In that situation, the first thought that came into my head was, okay, this is a weak ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, that's just, to me, that's like just kind of like a feminine type behavior.
Oh,
you know, to get
he called you because he's trying to get even.
You know, you're gonna go calling people, and I mean, I don't really want to say feminine type behavior, but like in reality, you do hear a lot of stuff going on with females. Right or wrong?
He called you. He called you
No,
because he
here's
wanted
the
to get
difference.
even.
Okay, here's the difference with me. I'm like, check this out. Here's the difference. The difference is if you're gonna like, all right, have you seen the movie? The movie was a movie with Pierce Brosnan, and when the two couples got together, it's really good. The two couples got together and they found out that their husband and wife was cheating on them. And you know what I'm saying? Have you seen, the movie I'm talking about?
No, I did.
So here's the difference, right? The difference is if you want to be on some revenge type of stuff, meaning that okay, oh, dude, you want to sleep with my wife? You know what? I'm gonna go. And obviously there's something wrong with your household. I'm gonna go, and this is what I would do. But it's simply tracking you down and saying, okay, this is what your husband is sleeping with my wife, right? Opposed to just weighing it out, flirting a little bit with the wife who's sleeping with your wife, flirting with her, then you just take revenge on her and sleep with his wife.
Yeah, right. That's the movie. Like, I mean, that's the movie.
That's only which way is up. Remember which way is up?
I do, but Rich Pryor.
Yeah, which way was up? That's what happened in that movie. Remember?
I can remember it.
That's a movie that in real life.
You said what?
I said that's a movie that in real life. That
was in real life, but look, the thing is that no, I mean, don't contact the man's wife. Even if you find out that somebody's sleeping, you confront the dude. You know what I'm saying? You confront your wife, but don't, especially like if it's somebody, like if it's a dude that you know.
He knew him. He had access to him. He had access to him.
That's a different. Like that's.
He worked at their kids' school, so he saw him on a regular.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, she was out seeking that. You know what I mean?
But she knew, right? But I mean, here's the thing. The thing is, she dipped off, right? She dipped off, and I'm not trying to justify the reason she dipped off, but the dude was weak. I mean, all of the signs of all the signs there, because when you like there's something. When you start to take on this type of behavior, the behavior and characteristics of a woman, you start to behave like a woman. So if you stand at home and you'll stay at home bed, and that's why when you start saying he's very meticulous and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, something is not right there. You know what I'm saying? So you're taking on these characteristics of a woman. Which is nothing wrong with cooking. If you're going to cook every now and then, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with cleaning. You'll clean every now and then. Nothing wrong with doing the laundry. I do more. But the thing is that when that is your job, and your wife is out working, you know what I'm saying, and you're not bringing anything on to the house, I mean that's an issue.
Well, Mark, can you guys hear me now? Am I echoing now?
You do now. Yeah.
Okay, so now this is the real sticky point of the conversation, because everything you're saying, I totally agree with that. It's interesting because my wife wrote a book about this, and in the book she goes into masculine energy versus feminine energy. And what you're saying is true, because, and I heard someone say this earlier before when I got cut off, when a woman cannot respect the man because he's not doing manly things or things that are associated with men, such as going out making money, you're gonna have a problem in that household, because she doesn't respect him. As I said earlier, we need respect. If we don't know it, even men who don't really say that, that's really what we need the most. That's our strongest love language, is respect. And women need love and caring, and and that's depends on the woman. Maybe flowers, maybe dates, maybe rose petals, whatever. So ultimately, no matter if she's making the money or he's not making the money, it always comes down to that. So if you got a woman who's making money, and in my case, as I explained earlier, my ex-wife was working a job every day where she got a steady paycheck. Her main concern with me was that I was not making a steady paycheck, even though at the end of the year when the W-2s came in, our income was close. And in the early years, it was substantially more. And then when my business took a tank, I still, I've always done other things. If I wasn't acting, I did something else. I was not that guy who not getting a job as an actor. I'm going to sit at home and wait for the phone to ring. I'm going to do something. So And that's always been me even today. So even in those years when I wasn't making a lot of money as an actor, I always made money, but not in the same way as she made it. But the way she saw me, which is my point, she did not respect me. And that became a problem.
Carl? Carl,
yeah.
So do you think that that a woman should respect you because we're men, or do you think that they have to it's something that has to be earned?
No. Respect isn't earned. That's a problem. Respect isn't earned. I mean, obviously, you can lose respect by doing something. Taking like if you are married, let's say you're a dude and you're just cheating all the time on your wife, or you're abusing her in some way. You can lose respect. She will lose respect for you, right? But it's not. It's in my mind. This is my opinion. It's not about earning the respect, but you can lose the respect by your behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So,
Carl, do you fault her for not riding with you? Do you fault her? You're like, well, you should have rolled with me no matter what I did.
Now I got static. I didn't hear you, Jen.
I said, do you fault her for not riding with you, regardless of how much money you make? You fault her. Do you think you should have rolled with you no matter what?
Well, I did. I used to fault her, but now it was a simple mismatch. I fault myself for not choosing appropriately for what I do in my life. You know, I should have paid more attention to the types of things that her love language, which you guys talked about earlier, for her was providing, making money steadily. And that's something that I missed, even though I shouldn't have missed it because I saw signs before I married her. You know what I'm saying? So I don't fault her. I tell you what I fault her for is the way that she would belittle what I did. And in fact, I hate to do a plug, but I did a digital series that premieres next Monday, and I deal with this very issue in the first 2 episodes. What I fault her with is putting me down. So she would say things to me like, you're broke ass, you need to take care of your damn family, quit this damn business because you're never gonna make it. Things like that.
So resentment grew.
Yeah, I would have been going the same day.
I didn't hear you.
I said I would have been going the same day.
Yeah. So I don't fault her for that, but I don't think anybody should be putting people down because of what they do and what God put them on earth to do, just because you don't get it. I would have had more respect for her. She would say, you know what? Because she knew I was an actor going in. I would have had more respect for her if she had said, you know what? You're an actor. It's up and down. I can't live this way. I'm out. But I wish you all the best so we can be friends. I wouldn't have liked it, but I would have more respect for her. But she tried to take me out because she didn't appreciate the fact that I wouldn't quit doing it. She felt that for me to prove love to her, I would have had to quit what I was doing and do something else. As a matter of fact, she had a business that I helped her start, and she told me that I had to work for her and quit acting. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. That was the impasse. So,
I agree.
I would have kept her, but I would keep acting.
You said you would have kept her?
So that's not cool.
So you said you would have kept her?
No, I'm saying that I would have.
That bottle.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to quit acting. That was the thing. She told me either quit acting or the marriage is over. So I said, marriage is over. I would have done anything else. I would have worked other jobs. I would have helped her with her business, which is what I was doing. But I was not going to quit what I was doing. And that caused her to lose respect for me, which to me is, that part's whack. I think that is really a weakness on her part, not mine.
All right, let me ask you, Carl. So, yeah, stop pushing that bottle.
I can't.
Stop pushing that bottle.
Huh?
Stop twisting that bottle.
I'm not touching the bottle. That's not me.
What's that doing?
I don't know. Now I'm staticking. My
apologies. Let me ask you something, Carl. Carl. Okay, that is.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you something, right? So, earlier on in the marriage, was she supportive of what you did?
Yes, she was. That's interesting because she enjoyed. Yeah, she was supportive. I had a really big national commercial ran in back in the day. You might remember it.
T-Mobile.
A lot on television.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of, I know a lot of famous people, and she really enjoyed that red carpet stuff and all of that stuff. she took advantage of that. She liked that part. And then when the money started getting lower and lower, and then there was some things we were doing behaviorally with our own spending that she took no responsibility for. It was all on me. It just became a problem. So it's like, but see, all marriages go through levels of this kind of thing that you just have to work it out. You don't just bail on people. So, money gets bad or bills get tight, and so you blame the other person. This person was, in my view, not even marriage-minded. You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame her for it. I blame myself. Where did I attract that? How did I attract that to myself? You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what we went through. And so that's why what you guys are discussing to me is really relevant and interesting, because it does boil down to the match. So even in the case of your friend who cooks and all that, if they agree that that's what they're going to do, then my sister should not be, emasculating him, looking down on him, disrespecting him, because that's what they agreed on. And maybe she just is better at making money. And the interesting thing is about women like that, with all respect to your friend.
She didn't put him down. She just cheated with someone else.
Well, I'm just saying, even looking at him in a different way, because he's in a different role.
But that's natural, though.
I beg your pardon?
I think that's natural, though.
It might be, but what I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that she chose that. They chose that. They agreed. So my thinking on it, I'm going to just make a real, not crass, but what may sound like an uncaring remark. A lot of women who make really good money like that would make it whether they were alone or whether they were married, because they just have that in them. They're very strong, kind of masculine energy people who make a lot of money, but yet they still want companionship. They want a man in their lives. What I would say to women like this, whether they agree with it or not, is maybe you should be open to having a man who maybe, to use Mark's categorization, maybe less masculine, because they need that in their life more so than they need someone to provide for them. Make sense?
Yes. Makes sense.
But yet still, you don't need to be putting that person. This woman will be that way whether she was single or not. So if she wants to be married, she needs to take her ass on to work, be happy, and treat her man nice, because he's doing things she don't want to do in the first place, instead of finding reasons to dislike him and disrespect him or see him differently.
I do.
Because if she had a man in her household, let me just say one more thing, and I'll stop.
No, go ahead.
And this is not just hypothesis. If she had a man who was like her, go get her, make money, make more money, then her household's lacking, she wouldn't like him either.
I don't know.
I believe that. Yeah, I'm just saying. So that woman should probably be single, instead of confusing about all the guys coming in her life. That's what I think.
Well,
just be single, making money.
That she had this issue with every man in her life. I don't know.
Say what now?
I said, now we're making assumptions that she's done this with every man in her life. Like when they met, he was working. My friend was working. That's actually they met in an office building.
So why did they decide to be married and for him to become a stay-at-home father? Outside of the fact that is it because he made more money?
I don't that part I don't know. I just know that he got laid off from his job and she was already working. So then they just came to the decision. They had 2 small children. They came to the decision that he was just going to stay home. And I was surprised because I've always known my friend to work. So when it's like another year passed and another year passed and I was like, oh wow, you're not going back to work? Nah, I'm doing this and that and the third and I'm taking care of that. I was like, oh, okay. Then another year passed and another year passed. And then that cheating thing happened. And then he came to me, you know what I mean? It was like, and I was like, oh, but in the back of my mind, I was like,
that was bound to happen.
But here's something that Carl said I want to address, right? He said, and this is something I disagree with. I agree with most of what he said, but I disagree with this part. Marriages do have their highs and lows, right? And you're not going to be the same person that the person married. I spoke about this before. We change every single year. Habits, preferences, music, weight, right? But I also do think that the person we fall in love with, right? I think that person owes it to us to still be a large portion of that, in my opinion. I think you owe it to your spouse. If I'm bringing you something, right? I'm giving you this package. I'm telling you, and wait, there's more. I also do this, and wait, there's more. I also do this. Then we get married, and then it's like, oh, I don't do that anymore or that anymore. I don't look like this anymore. And I don't look like this. I don't think it's fair for the other person to think, well, you got to ride with me no matter what, because marriages have up and downs. I don't believe in that.
So do you believe in trade-ins every 5 years?
Okay, what?
Do you believe in trade-ins every 5 years?
No, I believe in every 5 years you discuss, is this still working for us? I don't believe in trade-ins like, oh, I'm going to dismiss you. I'm the type of person like, I wanted to do this thing in my relationship, every 3 months, and it sounds unrealistic or stupid, but I said every 3 months we have to sit down and discuss, is this still working for us? Was there something that you didn't like that I did? Do you have interest? You want something new? And it's like people don't think about marriages that way, but it's like that's how resentment starts. People don't like something about you, and then they keep it in their minds. No, let me know every 3 months. Don't companies do that? Don't companies have reviews?
Yeah. Why does it need to take 3 months for that though? Like
whatever, 1 month, 3 months, a week, whatever is good for that couple. Whatever is good for that couple, but you should review your relationship. People don't review their relationships, but they review your work at a job. Let's review what you've been doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think relationships should do that. Like people don't do that. And to me, it's crazy because we change so much our desires. A man may watch porn and be like, oh my God, I would love to do that. And then it's in his head and in his head and in his head. And he doesn't tell his wife. And then he's out in the world. And then, oh shit, you do that? Yeah, I do that. Word. So I think we should be more in tune with finding out about our partners, how we change. But people are afraid to talk to each other.
I think you're bringing up an amazing point, actually. And I agree with you on that. I don't believe that it should take 3 months. I really think that relationships fail because of poor communication and unmet expectations. And in a lot of situations, to speak to the point of what you're talking about, those expectations are there and the other person doesn't even know that they're there. You know what I mean? So communication has to be a huge and intricate part of any relationship. And this isn't just about romantic relationships, business relationships, friendships, and all of that other stuff. If you have an expectation and the person doesn't meet that expectation, or the person doesn't even know that expectation exists, or this is one of your ideologies or idiosyncrasies that you brought with you into the relationship, but they never express it. So, prime example, me and my ex, she had this thing about drawers being open, right? Like this was a thing, and I had no clue it was a thing. And so, when I'm rushing, getting ready, if I got to shoot or something I'm working on or whatever, I grab a t-shirt, grab a shirt, I'm out the door. So I might leave 2 or 3 drawers open, and that's it. And one day we're having a conversation and it gets heated, and she's like, "And you always leave the drawers open?" And I'm like,
"What?
How is that even relevant to what we're talking about right now?"
They hold on to that.
But for her, the drawers being open was a thing. It was a serious thing. And again, no communication and unmet expectations. So if the expectation is not set as to this is what you want, this is what you need, there's a difference between what a person wants and needs in a relationship, because sometimes you might be willing to give up what, to a certain degree or extent, some of the stuff you want in order to have what you need. Some of the stuff I want might not be a deal breaker. I might want it. It could be it would be nice if, type deal, but that might not be the case. Am I going to throw the entire relationship away because she might not know how to make, a particular dish, or she doesn't cook as well or as much as I do, or whatever? You know what I mean? So just my thoughts.
How often would you recommend this review meeting happens? Because Mark just believes in every 5 years you trade a woman in.
I never said that.
No, he didn't say that.
I did not say that.
Who asked, do you believe in 5-year trade-ins? Who asked that? About human beings?
He was just giving an option. He wasn't saying that was his belief. He was just giving I've known this brother a long time. That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. So the type of person that I am, I want to be an advocate.
So what do you think about? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Constant communication. And if something is festering or if something is going on, I'm not waiting until a 3-month review. Like if I got a problem and my energy shifts and it's disrupting my energy, we need to have a conversation about this.
Yeah.
You know,
was that the first time you ever heard her say anything about the drawers? I can't believe that. She had to mention something about the drawers.
No, God is my witness. I got a Bible, a Quran, and so many other books over there. I'll get them all to share on them. It was the first time she said anything, and it hit me out of nowhere, and I'm just like, because she would go back and she would just close the drawers. You know what I mean? So in her mind, she's probably like, oh, this man, these damn drawers. In her mind, she never said anything to me.
Just to be clear, the reason why I gave it a time limit, like 1 month, 2 months, the only reason I said that is because when two people are working outside the home, there's a lot of shit going on. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, look, it's kind of like making date night instead of date night or along with date night. We need to talk because sometimes you can't stop. And sometimes a man has, you know what I mean, a pile on his desk where he got to get to, where he can't do the soft shit and communicate with you right now. And it would ruin his vibe for the work that he's doing. So you have to be also careful of when is this conversation okay? Like, I got the baby right now. Yeah. Toddlers running around. Don't come talk to me about you didn't like what I said to your friend yesterday. So that's what I mean by appropriate time and place.
Okay, right? I got that. So in this situation,
draws.
In this situation, though, and you talk about two people being in a household, are they sleeping in the house together every single night?
I should hope so. I mean, okay.
So rock with me for a second. So you're talking about this pile of stuff that this person has on their desk, the things that they need to accomplish. But if we are in a relationship where we are seeing each other on a regular basis, going to bed, whatever, I mean, it doesn't have to be a all at once meeting. It can be all right, these are the things we need to tackle. Let's just tackle this on Monday before we go to sleep, Tuesday or Monday, Wednesday, whatever the schedule is, or on the weekends, on Saturday night, at the end of the night, when we're decompressing. Let's do it.
Great. That's a wonderful idea. And I guess I'm speaking from my experience. Like if I'm writing something and I got tunnel vision, I can't sit with you and talk to you about emotional stuff. That's just me. But I think what you're saying is absolutely great. When I'm working, I'm like, my mind, don't take me out of there because the business I'm in is very, very hard. And I have to have tunnel vision all the time. So I don't have time to be like, what? You don't like when what? I ain't got time for this right now. Like, don't do this right now. Now, when I'm in the $1 million tax bracket, you can bring me the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
why is it BS though? Why is it BS? Why is it BS that they're bringing you? If it's something that they're dealing with, it's not bringing you to BS. It's bringing you the intricacies of your relationship.
I'm just calling it bullshit. When I'm trying to make $1 million for us and for my family and generational wealth for my grandson, you coming to me about you don't like I don't cook for you anymore is bullshit right now.
What?
But I'm an extremist though.
Clearly.
Like your idea.
Clearly you are.
I'm an extremist. I'm like, leave me alone until I finish this because I have a deadline. I got to get this out the way. And baby, I'll come and be soft for you. I'll even wear pink tonight. But don't do it when I'm trying to get something out because it drives me up a wall. But that's just
I'm not saying doing it in the middle of you doing the Kermit the Frog type on your computer while you're right. I'm not saying that. I'm saying at some point, even during the workday, or not during the work day, but during my time. So, prime example, we would decompress at night, or every Sunday we would do our check-in. What's going on with you? Is there anything new? Is there anything blah blah blah? And this is our opportunity to have an open forum and talk about what it is that we're dealing with. And if both parties are committed to great communication, at that point in time, I'm not taking it as a personal attack on me. I'm taking it as this is just how you're feeling. And if I'm in love with somebody and I got that commitment to do that, then I'm gravy with it. I want to know how to get better. I want to know how, our relationship can work better than what it's working right now. Like that's if I'm committed. And
no,
I'm
I agree with you. It's safer your way. I completely agree with you.
What you mean it's safer?
Doing it, huh?
What you mean it's safer his way?
It's absolutely safer his way because, you know, the more you communicate, the better it is. But me,
Right.
I'm extremist. Like doing it his way is absolutely safer because the sooner you can resolve something, right? The sooner you can resolve something, the better it is for you to move on about your day and your life versus you have a gripe and then you got to wait for Jen to be ready in 3 months to talk about it or a month to talk about it. It is safer his way. It's just I haven't perfected that skill. When I get tunnel vision, I get tunnel vision. Don't bring me the bullshit.
I have a question for you, Mel.
Yes, sir.
It's time for you to shoot, right? You and your
Latoya said bring her in.
I just sent them the link.
Okay.
So it's time for you to shoot, right? And you study the script, right?
Right.
You shoot the next day. And at this time, your girl comes up to you. It's like, I want to have a conversation. Do you have that conversation? When you stop what you're doing and have that conversation, or you say, okay, wait until I finish this shoot and then have the conversation?
Okay. So before I answer that, you remember when we were shooting I Used to Love Her, right?
The first one or the web?
The first one. Is it the day that me and Toya was shooting the "Don't Put Your Hands on Me" scene, or is it the day we at the garden? Like for me, it would depend on what I'm shooting, like how mentally prepared I have to be.
I understand. Right. Yeah.
And it would depend on how big of a conversation. So the conversation I would have with her is, okay, dear, here's the thing. Here's what I'm up to, and you know what I do. So knowing that, is this a conversation that is imperative that we have right now, or is it something that I can get through this shoot and we have it because the heaviness of it is going to impede on what I do and how I support our family.
Right.
So, and if it's and sometimes, I mean, fate, Optimus Prime said in one of the Transformers, fate rarely comes to us at a time of our choosing. So in some situations, yeah, I quoted Optimus Prime just now. In some situations, it might be a thing where, this is something that needs to get handled. And as a professional, I have to be able to say, all right, my family is important and my career is important, or my relationship is important, whatever. And if it's something, and sometimes you don't have a choice, sometimes things pop up and you just don't have a choice. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's nothing that, in my experience, right, and what I've learned from every relationship up until now, hopefully I've learned enough to be able to cope with stuff while it's happening instead of letting it build up. They always talk about the straw that broke the camel's back. There is no one straw that broke the camel's back. It's all the straws that have been piled on top of the camel, and then that one situation, because all these other straws didn't get dealt with, that's the pressure point.
Jen?
I want to read this comment. Belize Creole Gal says, why you have to wait for a tax bracket?
Hilarious.
It's not a tax bracket per se. I just use the term tax bracket. What I mean is, if I'm not where I need to be in life, to me, a situation that you're bringing me that's minute is going to bother me, because I just want to be a certain place, right? So that's how it doesn't mean that a real tax bracket, right? It just means I'm on a mission to get somewhere, to be somewhere. So it's like, I feel like if you take my mind off of that, it's going to drive me crazy. Again, we can only speak from our personal experiences. I feel like in my life, I wasted a lot, and we can only speak from our lens. I wasted a lot of time catering to the needs and wants, emotional needs of men. Okay, I spent a lot of time doing that. And then I put my life on pause. So unfortunately, the man I'm with has to understand, now I got tunnel vision. I'm sorry, I am 46. I am at a time where I felt like I wasted a lot of time and I'm playing catch up. So I don't care that you don't like a certain thing about me right now. Let me get there. Unfortunately, that's where I am right now. I am sorry. And if somebody can handle that about me, then we can mesh. with that said, no one has to handle that about me. He could be like, see you, I need somebody more emotional for me. And I'll be like, I understand. That's okay. But right now, I still got to go. You know what I mean? And he could find himself somebody who's going to cater to his every emotional need. And, you know, I did that. I did that for like literally 20 years of my life, catering to, you know, like, what do you need? Okay, but let me fix this for you. I can't do that anymore. I don't have it in me anymore. I don't have not a fucking year, not a month, not a week to cater to someone's emotions. And I'm not where I need to be. So it's not a literal tax bracket. It's I'm not where I need to be. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck. What the fuck you want from me? Where I am right now, and I say a tax bracket because when I'm more comfortable and I feel like I could provide for not only me, but him, my child, my grandchild, I am going to be more at peace. I'm going to be more at peace. And then when
him though.
Huh?
What do you mean by him? What do you mean by him?
Because I like providing for my man, not in terms of like I'm paying all the bills, but I want to walk in, you know what I'm saying? I want to walk in the store and be like, that $300 coat look dope on him and just put it on the rack.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Billy's for birthdays, baby. Billy's for birthdays.
That's what I'm talking about. That's how I want. That's how I want to be. And I can't do that.
7th.
I can't do that if I'm not where I want to be. Like, I want to be free like that. I want to see something and be like, I want to get that for him, or I want to get that for my friend, or I want to get that, you know, and I'm not there yet. So it makes me nervous when people want to talk about trivial shit. I'm like, I got to finish. I got a deadline. I got to finish it.
Yeah. And I think that's the difference between.
What do you need, baby? What did I do wrong?
As a grinder, though, as a grinder, you need to know what type of, and clearly you do, Jan, but as a grinder, and this is some things that some grinders don't understand, you have to understand what type of person you need in your life as a grinder, because somebody that doesn't have the same mentality, or even if they don't have the same mentality, they just might not have an understanding of what it is that I'm doing. If they don't have that understanding and they're expecting me to slow down or stop or take time away from what my purpose and my passion is, then that's not a person I need to be with. And I almost compare it to somebody that dates me now. I have kids. My youngest daughter is 17 now. But if you think that what you have going on is ever going to be more important than my 17-year-old, I'm sorry, this ain't gonna work out.
What if y'all married?
My child is still my responsibility. Now, my grown child is a little bit different, but my 17-year-old, even if we're married, if Puda needs something, it don't matter, married or not. Puda gonna get what Puda need. Period. Point blank. And anybody that I deal with knows it. Like, I will get off the phone with you if my daughter is calling. I'll be like, babe, I'll call you right back.
But that's understandable. That should even like go without saying.
But see, some people don't understand that, especially people that don't have children. Like, I've dated women that don't have children, and they're like, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. This, that, you know, you're always, or can we? And I'm like, she got a track meet. Well, you had all her track meets. Yes, because I am her father. And I'm going to be at all of her track meets. Right. So when we go to the Olympics, don't be trying to come over to the Olympics with us talking about, oh, I want to. You were complaining about me being.
So you missed out. You had to.
Toya,
right.
Mark,
how you doing? You
what up, sis?
Where's Amir? I see him peeked in.
Yeah, he trying to get in on the conversation.
Tell him, come on, sit down and let's be a part of this conversation.
Man, ask him for dinner first. That's the first thing we need to ask him.
Well, we're having a red snapper for dinner.
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
Amir,
I'll be posting on
quarantining, so I'm safe. So I might slide through. I'm safe. I'll wear a mask.
You coming in today, Sarah? Earth calling Sarah.
So
Sarah says, can I read Sarah's comment since she's not coming in?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know where she's at. Sarah said, my baby daddy has been taking care of me for a long time, and now our kids. I'd love to make enough money so that he could be a stay-at-home dad because he deserves it. If this were the case, I would still see him as head of household because he's still a leader. It's more than financial. It's also a mentality and how you move for your family. So Sarah, let me ask you this. If you were making all the bread and you were coming home to your baby daddy, taking care of the kids, changing diapers, cooking, doing the laundry and stuff, how many years could you go doing that and still see him as, you know, a very masculine entity in your home?
Yeah, because once you get into that business, the Hollywood business, she'll be working with these different actors. She'll be like,
that might not be the case though. Like Sarah's head straight.
okay.
And they've been through thick and thin. I can speak to their story. Like Sarah's a beast when it comes to motherhood and her relationship. And so one of the points she brought up, and I got another meeting here in 7 minutes. That's why I'm doing my transformation real quick. But head of household, also to get back on the topic, is about leadership as well. And so let's just say Sarah's an actor and she blows up, or anybody, and her husband was a social worker. Well, we know the pay scale between and actors is vast, but what else do you bring to the table? What else are you providing?
But we're talking about if he's not doing anything.
Hell no.
I don't have enough time to dive into.
Like, what man?
I challenge it. I think that it sounds great in theory. I think it sounds great in theory, but I would need for the person to be in the situation. Have a man that's not working, just changing diapers for 15, 20 years or whatever, and then see how you feel about him when you're out in the world around other men. Because remember, we still have a nature. We still want protector provider. We still want the guy who's going to bring home 2 buffaloes. That's nature. That's nature. We still want a man stronger than us, taller than us. That's nature. So I'm saying I would challenge it. Be in it first. Come home to a man every day who's home. Like, hi, honey, I baked whatever. And then see how you feel when you're out in the world watching these men do construction and, you know, put movies together and direct. And that shit's attractive. Naturally, it's attractive to see a man on set running shit. It's attractive to see a leading man with a leading lady. That shit's attractive. You know what I'm saying? And that naturally, we can't help that.
Leading the kids at the crib ain't attractive.
But okay, but wait, I just want to chime in and say that okay, Jen, I agree with what you're saying when you're speaking about whether it's men or women freely moving in the world, right? When you leave your house, temptation is meeting you at the door. So it is. It could be the postman. It could be the landscaper. It could be the neighbor across the street. You haven't even made it to your job yet.
Dang.
but truly, it comes down to where you feel or how you value the relationship that you are in.
I'm gonna get Sarah on.
Because
Sarah, come on.
I'll be back. I got a meeting in 4 minutes. I'll see y'all later. I'll be back.
Hit me up when you're coming back on.
But I'll say this as I've been listening in. I was even listening in when Carl was speaking earlier. I do think that it comes down to, one, who you're in a relationship with, and secondly, how you value that relationship. Because the reality is that as women, we can sit here and we can say like, oh, I want a man who got money, who can provide the financials and so forth. But we also know that he's not going to come with perfection. And so it's going to come down to, what are you willing to sacrifice in order to have that financial side of your desires met? And it's a lot of women out here who have put themselves in situations where they were so focused on a man who has money, which is fine. But when they're in their relationship and they recognize that that's really all that man has had to offer, that relationship, first and foremost, doesn't mean it's going to last forever. And if it does come to an end, oftentimes what women find out is, I've lost myself along the way, that I don't even have anything. I don't even have a pot to piss in because I relied so much of my focus on what he was bringing to the table. Me personally, just as I listen in, as I've gotten older, because in my early 20s, I was all about, he got to be a baller, he got to play basketball, he got to be this, he got to be that. But as I've gone through those experiences, I realized like that shit worked, but it didn't make me happy. I had to deal with other shit just to say that he was able to provide and do X, Y, and Z. So as I've gotten older, it's like I've shifted what I would say I shifted what I put more value into. Mark, you like you bored. You better act like you listen.
No, I'm about to say. You see,
no, I'm just saying. So I was just gonna say this. I'm gonna wrap it up. So the only time I ever found myself concerned with using the term head of household is when I'm filling out tax information, my W-2s and stuff like that. Otherwise, I'm not looking at it necessarily through the lens of who is head of household, so to speak. I do live with my boyfriend. I would look at him as being the head of household. But I also expect him to respect me as well, being in the household, so that we both can feel good about our partnership and our relationship. And I say that not saying it as though it is easy, because it's not. But I think if we have a common purpose for why we are together and what we're trying to accomplish, then who's head of household really comes down to making sure that we both respect each other. So I'm gonna say. Okay.
I'll say this: he doesn't need to be a baller, but because I've been there too, Toya. I've dated the baller. Waste of time. But
yeah, that's some of my gray hairs.
Yes. But he doesn't need to be a baller. He doesn't even need to make more than me. But if I come home every day and you just your contribution to our household, cooking, cleaning, and changing diapers, and I'm after a while, I'm gonna dry up.
Yeah, because I see what you're saying, because naturally, even human beings, period, right? Naturally, human beings have a passion, they have a purpose. Like for a man, right? This is me. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but for a man, our purpose. As a man, my purpose is not to stay at home and
it's 8 o'clock
and be a stay-at-home dad. I got to go out.
No, but I'll say this. This is my thing. I
go crazy
when I think about past relationships. It's kind of one of those. It comes down to what are you willing to sacrifice to gain what it is that you're trying to get to? Because you can be dating the most ambitious person who has the drive, who has the commitment, the dedication, but they ain't got no motherfucking time for you. So you can come home all day and they not there. You can text them and call them, but they don't have time to answer. So it's like, no matter how you describe it to be, you are going to have to sacrifice and give up something to obtain what it is you're saying that is important to you.
But like, if you think you're lonely now.
Okay, so there's a difference, right? Here's the difference, right? If a woman is constantly coming home to a dude that's, just cooking and cleaning, and she comes on she only gonna put up with that for so much. Now a man, we can do that, right? We can do that.
You can come home to a woman who is providing and taking care of your children and cooking and cleaning. Yes, because that's what you've been programmed to expect.
Okay, well, that's a good program, but we can do that. But as far as women, no. I mean, as far as a man, a man is not gonna. It's just not in our nature to do that behave that way. So everything is has been especially in America, it has been turned upside down, where we have these stay-at-home fathers, right, and who lose themselves in this in this type of behavior.
Well, yeah, I mean, shit. After this pandemic, it's gonna be a lot of stay-at-home fathers.
No, I go collect some cans.
I
collect some cans. I go back when I was 7 years old. I used to hustle back then.
You about to be out there bootlegging Black and Privilege.
I'll be out there bootlegging. Hey, look, I'll go back to that. I'll be out
there. Now DVD. I said, passing out DVD.
Look, if that's what it takes, I couldn't do it. And I work from home. But
Yeah, I actually disagree with you a little bit, Mark, on that. I mean, I think that type of relationship can work. I mean, I understand what you're saying, that, the man, he's supposed to be the head of household. But, like Toya and Jen was saying, things have changed. It's a new day. It's a new age. You have a lot of women going out there working their asses off. And I mean, really, if you think about it, if the woman is working their ass off and coming on home, as long as the man is taking care of the household at home, taking care of the kids, taking care of the cooking. She can just come home, kick her feet up, relax, and then she won't have to worry about that part. So really, if you think about it, taking care of the household can be just as difficult as going out to work in the workroom.
But
she'd rather
provide, or she'd rather take care of that job than own a house. Is that what
some women do? Some women do. I guess it depends on the relationship. It depends on the personality.
She eventually going to creep off because it's only natural. She eventually going to creep off. If she comes,
She doesn't off, she's gonna want to really badly.
Jen, I'm reading your shirt. It says guilty.
and she walks to the.
My opinion, right?
So let me ask you this. Akiba. You're a stay-at-home wife, right? I mean, you're the working mom. You the breadwinner, and your husband stay-at-home guy. And he says, and you says, baby, let's go out to a movie. And every time you go out to a movie, you have to pay for it. Every time you go out to a dinner, you have to pay for it. You have to buy this man shoes. You have to buy this man underwear. You have to buy him drawers.
Well, that's different. You're talking about somebody's son.
Nowadays, when people stay home, like, to me, I'm attracted to a guy with ambition. So say if I go out in the work world, I'm making the money, but he's at home taking care of the house. There's other ways of making income. You can go on.
I'm scared of that word. Ambition. I get that shit now.
That's not what we're saying. We're saying so normally when a woman is a stay-at-home wife and the man is the breadwinner, normally what happens is the man will come home, he will have an account set up for that woman where all those things are taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Those things will be taken care of. So for a man, you mean to tell me you want to, every time you go out, you want the woman to take out her credit card or her debit card, whatever? You want her to pay for the. You said what?
I said that's not what I want to do.
So when it's time to get the gas, when you drive up to the gas tank, who's going to get the gas? She going to get out and get the gas too?
No.
But she's behaving like the man.
Well, see, let me just. I just want to say this because what you're starting to describe, Mark, is a weak man.
That's what
well, because I'm just saying, because now you are saying that in addition to financially not making income, that he's allowing the woman to take on all the masculine roles. So you're talking about now she's pumping her own gas, even if he's present. She's doing certain things that almost will lead any person, specifically this woman, to now be under the impression of she don't need this man because she's operating on both sides of the street. She's being the female and the male, right? Is that what you're describing?
Absolutely. Eventually, that's going to happen because if this man is a stay-at-home dad, right, and he's not bringing any the subject, he's not bringing in any income, right?
Okay, got it.
He's not bringing in any income, and he's a stay-at-home. How is he? If you have to go out for a cup of coffee, you have to ask your wife for money to go out for a cup of coffee. If you all want to go to a movie, she has to pay for the movies. You know what I'm saying? So
what if it's a joint account, like my friend. Like, what if it's just a joint account and she has a debit card?
But she's putting even at that. But she's putting that money into that joint account. He's not contributing into any money in it.
He has zero income, nothing, not a dollar, not a penny.
Right. I'm saying so she's the provider. So here's the thing. The thing is, if it was switched around, right? So we're switching this thing around.
Right.
The man was the provider, right? And his wife is a stay-at-home wife. Therefore, he's putting the money into account. She's not providing. She's not putting it in terms of money. She's not putting anything into the account. He's doing it.
Okay, but this is what. So just for me personally, I would advise no woman to agree to that situation. Right. Like, yes, let him put money in. All that's fine, but you have to have your own. You need your own Swiss bank account somewhere set up. Period.
I'm confused. So
what?
So it's not just a joint bank account, right? I mean, this is it's an account for the household, right?
Yes, that's fine. But what you're saying is you're ultimately saying that one individual is the sole provider, and they're now providing an allowance. So
right.
So if that individual decides to,
They didn't want to give me no allowance.
Mark, you wouldn't get in.
I go crazy.
Sherelle Brown said, the man is supposed to lead by example all the time. What do you think about that?
All the time? They ain't even got the brain matter to lead all the time.
We do. We lead all the time. We just.
All this season.
Oh, no, so that's another subject. We do lead all the time. I mean, the man is always going to lead all the time. But here's the thing. The thing is this. The thing is, we need y'all advice because y'all see things. Now, here's the fact of the matter is, women see things that we just do not see.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So, but at the end of the day, you all want to submit to the man. And I know you all don't like the word submit, but you all want to submit. But it's just a matter of, we have to listen. We have to definitely listen to you all and pay attention to you all because you all see stuff.
See, that's where the conflict comes into play. You are saying we have to listen and so forth because we know that
you have to listen.
The reality is that men need women way more than women need men. That's the reality. We will survive on the island without.
That's true.
Huh?
There's no debate coming from that. We just definitely need you.
So when you talk about submit, that's sometimes where the challenge comes in. Is that sometimes men egos will focus so much on the submission part that they override the logic part that their woman may be providing them. So, using the old example of directions, you will allow your submission. You have to submit. I'm the man. I'm driving. I know what I'm doing. I know what direction in the family. Although I'm holding the GPS in my hand and like, baby, you're going the wrong way. You would prefer to be leading rather than listening. That creates a conflict pretty often.
What you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
So you said that if the woman is navigating, right?
Yeah.
So the man doesn't want to listen to her, even if she's navigating? Correct.
If his ego, I won't call it ego. If his intuition says we should go left.
Oh yeah.
A GPS is saying we should keep straight.
Then y'all look like this. Well, I told you so.
We told you so. Why? Because you didn't listen.
I want to throw something out there that I think women are hypocritical about, or maybe they're not. You decide.
Any stuff. Come on.
Are women hypocritical in that men, even when they're head of household, even when they're sole financial provider, do we not still run him? Like I said, we're not doing that. And then the man is kind of like, all right, cool. I don't want no smoke with my wife. But when the men are sole providers, and I mean, when we're sole providers, we don't let men tell us shit. Like you don't pay bills here. I pay all the bills. So you can't tell me what to do. But when men are sole providers, they still submit to us. Do they not?
No.
That's a lie.
No. I'm confused.
Más o menos.
No, I'm confused right now. So you saying if the woman says to the man, what again?
When you're and I'm talking about just regular old healthy happy relationships, right? The man could be the sole provider. Do not men say, I don't want no problems with my wife. Don't even my wife. Don't even understand. So it's like they submit to us in a way.
Yeah.
Right? They'll go tell their boys and be like, don't even tell her that because don't even tell her that.
Right. But, I don't want no help.
Right. But when women are providing, we look at men like, you don't pay no bills here. You can't tell me what to do. But men submit though, because women run the home.
Depending on what they're submitting to. I mean, it could be if it's something really major, then maybe not. I was saying that it depends on the situation. If it's something like really major, then I don't think a man is going to submit,
I'm sorry. Kevin made a good point.
What did he say?
He said women want you around and want you to get paid as well.
Fair. That's fair.
You can't have it both ways.
We know, Mark. Right. He said, right. Kevin said women want. We didn't say women get.
Right.
We approve that message.
You said what?
I said I'll sign up for that. Get paid and still be around. Whenever I'll sign up for that.
I never understand that logic.
How you don't understand that?
Right.
Like, you all always want us around, but want us to bring. You all always want us around, but want us to bring the money in. You can have it both ways.
Protect a provider.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Money.
When a man is out doing his thing, right, hustling, doing his thing, whatever, there are complaints. Oh, you're going too much. You're doing this too much. Blah blah blah. I'm like, so do you want the provider, or do you want just somebody just to be around all the time?
Can you balance it? Balance it, boss man, G-man?
What?
Gangster? Can you balance it? Shit.
We want you to be a 9-to-5 hustler.
You want us to be right? You want us to be all right? Yeah.
That's just something women want. Like, we'll never stop wanting that. We want stability, but we want you to be around. So y'all got to find out. Men got to find out how to get that balance, like how he can spend time, you know what I mean, with his family and stuff like that, and still be out there making paper. That's your job. We got enough shit on our plate. You figure that out.
Like what? Washing the dishes?
What?
Washing the dishes?
Right? That's all we do.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that.
I didn't take my ears off this whole hour. I've been good.
Oh, that's so funny.
We do a lot more. So let me ask this last question, I guess. If we're done talking and nobody else is coming in. Do you think that to buy a big ticket item, right? Buying a big ticket item, a new car, a 75-inch screen TV, you know what I mean? Do you have to consult with your significant other if you're not providing financially? Do you have to tell them, or do you just go out and buy it because it's for the home?
If you're paying for the whole thing, I would say you just go out and do it. I mean, you can mention it to them, but ultimately you're the one paying for the item.
And that's okay. No, that's conflict. That's just conflict waiting to happen.
Well, not saying don't say anything at all. Of course, say something, but I mean, really, if you're the one paying for the item, really, you're going to get it anyway. You're probably going to get it anyway, eventually, even if you have to sort of, I guess, quote unquote, convince them in a way, but not really convince them. But if you're the one bringing in the money, if you're the one paying for the item, I don't see a problem with just bringing the item home.
I don't think did y'all hear the question?
I heard the question.
They heard it.
So if the person is not providing financially and they want to buy a big ticket item, should they consult their significant other?
Oh, I thought it was switched around. I thought you meant if the person that was bringing in the money bought a big ticket item.
No, she said if right.
Yeah, we got to talk about it.
Let me tell you something. My man can make more money than me. He better not bring nothing home I didn't approve of with his money. I don't care.
What?
I need to know where our money is going.
What are we talking about?
I think there at least should be a discussion about it.
What if it's
but really, I mean, if you're providing for the things around the house, I mean, why do you have to get approval for somebody that's not?
But see, that's why for me, I don't look at it as approval. My thing is that if we are in the same household and you don't know what I'm about to go out there and do, and I just show up with a new car or a new TV, that we got some issues. Like, that should be an easy ass conversation. Like, babe, I want to go cop this Bentley, and they like, shit, what color you get it? Like, that should be an easy conversation.
But it depends, Latoya. Let me tell you why.
Why, Mark?
Let me tell you why it depends.
Okay.
Now, if a man, like just say with the man, right? Because most time men, when women do that stuff, we don't really care if the money is there, whatever. We don't care,
right?
But when it comes to the man, this is the issue that women will have, right? So if a man goes out and he buys something like a big screen television, or he goes buy something for his man cave, which is a big ticket item, you all going to complain about that. You know what I'm saying? Or he just go out buy a car for himself. You all are going to complain about that. But let him bring home a diamond ring for you.
Well, that's a gift. I don't understand.
Exactly.
No, I'm still.
Let him bring. Let him.
No.
Come here. Let him say, baby, come here.
Unless he's a millionaire, unless he's a millionaire, that's gonna bother me.
That is definitely.
Well, we're talking about if right. I mean, if the money is there.
Like, why did you get this? Like,
if the money, but we're gonna assume that the money is there to get. We're not.
The money is there.
We're not gonna assume that these are two people who are struggling financially. But
okay, we'll go all the way. No, I'm not gonna.
But that's the thing. But that's different. If you okay, let me rephrase that. I guess it's not for me. It's not different because I feel like the number one thing, well, maybe half the number one that ruins relationships is communication.
True.
So if now granted, if we in a relationship where we both just show up at home with random shit that we didn't order off of Amazon and that don't bother nobody, that is fine. But if you know you're in a relationship with somebody that says, you know, I want to be in the know when big ticket items are purchased for the household, then you gotta respect that. I don't want to know when you buying a toothbrush or toothpaste, but if you're going out there and you buying real estate or you invest in stock or you know starting businesses and shit, if you're not telling me, you are telling somebody, and that is a problem.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But let me ask you this, right? If he goes out, right, if you are living like, say for instance, you know, you all want to upgrade in terms of a home. If he goes out and he buys the home and just to surprise you all, would you all have an issue with that?
It depends.
Yes, I would have an issue with that. Now, when it comes to talking about
I have very specific tastes, so
right. I was gonna say it depends. If we've had a conversation about the type of home that we would want to live in together, and he goes out and he finds that home, then yes, absolutely. But if you go out and you get a penthouse suite that looks like a bachelor's pad, we got a problem.
If it has something to do with signing contracts, then yes, there should be a discussion. When it has something to do with going to the store and making a purchase, I don't think there should be a discussion. There doesn't have to be a discussion necessarily. But when it comes to like signing big contracts, starting a business, buying a house, buying a car, then yes.
It's as simple as this. Men understand. I'm looking at y'all right now. I'm looking into the camera. Men have to understand this. My money is my money, and your money is our money. What's so hard?
What did you say?
I said my money is my money, and your money is our money. What's so hard?
Right.
We understand all that and then some.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, y'all.
Wait till Mel comes back on.
But see, I don't know, Mark. That would now when we talking about being disconnected in a relationship, that would do it for me.
If he goes out and buy a house and not let you know, or if
absolutely. Those are big decisions.
Like, because I'm like, I like my bathrooms a certain way. I like my kitchens set up a certain way. It's too much. I like color patterns. No.
What if he goes out and buy you a $1,200 pair of shoes?
I think he's the stupidest motherfucker alive.
But you know it's not a one size fit all. This is the thing. You have to know your partner. You got to know if that's the shit that they looking for or not. Because if we financially, let's say for instance we're working on financial freedom, right? And we saving and we trying to pay off debt, and you show up with more debt, that's a problem. Like, that means there's a disconnect. So there has to be a conversation that's had in order for the other person to know that would be an acceptable thing to do that ain't gonna cause conflict.
That goes back to that other talk with the guy coming up with chocolate and roses on the first date, and you're like, why did you bring me this? Like,
no, that's different though. No, it's different because now you're talking about a situation where you all are married, right?
Yeah, but married, you can't just buy. It's like Toya said, you still have to know what I like. A $12,000 pair of shoes wouldn't work for me. You would have to know that you're gonna come to me. I got 2 tickets. I got $12,000, and we're gonna fix the water system in a town in Africa or Puerto Rico. Then I'm like, great, but you can't give me a pair of $5,000 Louboutins and think I'm gonna be like, hey, you still have to know your partner, married or not.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's like
right. I want to open up a business and you showing up with a Birkin bag. I will smack the shit out of you.
Right. You still have to. Yeah. Just ask us, please. I don't feel like arguing. Just ask me what I like.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to a simple question. It's like, would she want to know? 99.9% of the time, the answer is yes. She would want to know.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said, just ask. A man can just simply ask himself, would she want to know? And 99% of the time, the answer is always gonna be yes. She want to know. That's y'all cheat code right there.
What?
Every bad decision you fucking make.
What's a bad?
So Romello Hollingsworth. There's a name for your ass, right? Romello Hollingsworth said, "Your money is your money, and my money is our money." Laughing out loud. That's why I'm single. He don't like that right there. What do you prefer, Romello? You want to come on and talk about it?
Come on, Romello.
Romello, come on, explain that. Why are you single? See, if you followed the rules, you wouldn't be single. Romello, if you want to come on. Romello's like, I ain't getting in that cage.
Come on, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
So going back to the topic, did we all decide no, the man is no longer head of household?
He's no longer head of household.
Is that
there's no in a situation like that? There's really no in a situation, but he's like a babysitter.
Babysitter.
Did you just call the father of his own children a babysitter?
He's a babysitter.
Mark.
Wow.
He's in a situation where he's the babysitter. There's really no head of the household.
Your children.
She's not the head of the household.
You don't babysit your children. Thank you. You don't. I
understand that. I completely understand that. But in a situation, so there's no when you have a household that's structured like that. There's really no head. There's really no head of a house. There's really no head in that household. There's no leadership in that household.
When you what? There's no head of household.
And when you have a household that's running like that, there's no leadership in that household. Now, I am not saying when a man is looking after his children that he's babysitting.
That's what you just said.
No, I'm saying if the man, okay, this is what I'm saying. Let me clarify. If the woman is paying all the bills and he's home, right? And he's taking care. He's taking care of the children and doing all that stuff, those sort of things. He's not putting any money into bringing any money to the household, right? What is he? Like, what is he? What do you call him?
I'm gonna go with man for 1,000, but that's just see.
No.
Okay, because I say this. I will. This is what I'll say. I totally understand the premise. I totally understand the premise that money matters. Absolutely agree. For me, I look at it slightly differently, just from the standpoint of, if you're talking about a man who is sitting on a couch doing absolutely nothing, he ain't doing no dishes, he ain't cleaning, he ain't cooking, he not taking care of the kids, he is literally living his best life on the couch. That is it. Then that is a weak man to me. But if we're talking about someone who, let's say for whatever reason, because I don't think we've actually talked about why this man is not making the money or is the head of the household.
He's an able-bodied man.
I didn't say he was disabled, Mark. I said I'm saying that it could be circumstantial. It could be many different reasons that have led this man, this able-bodied man, to where he is as far as being a stay-at-home father.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I think it's a bit unfair to minimize, to almost strip him of his manhood if that is where he's at, and his partner is okay with him being there. Now I get what you're saying, where you're stating that a woman, she's out in the world and she might be enticed by other things, but if she understands her household, then she won't look at that man. She won't look at that man of anything less than being a man. And I think that's the part where I don't necessarily agree, because I know you were calling him weak earlier. I don't necessarily agree with that part.
So let me just say this.
Yes.
I know you started saying as far as the money. It's not even really about him being the breadwinner. It's about the man being somebody that's going out with some type of aim, some type of purpose. And the money is just basically a byproduct of his activity. You understand what I'm saying? So if a man is just so if a man is just staying at home and he's just washing the dishes and cleaning and all that kind of stuff, naturally, the woman is going to start losing respect over a period of time. That may be cool because, again, but human beings by nature, right? Human beings by nature, we all have some type of purpose. We all have some type of passion. So if you just want to stay at home and you just want to clean, it's like what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else do you want to do besides
Agreed.
Especially
that part I do agree with. What else do you want to do beyond?
Right, beyond. So especially in this day and time, right? Like I'm not a stay-at-home dad, but I work from home. Especially in this day and time, right?
I'm glad you clarified.
Right. If you stay at home and if you are so-called stay-at-home dad, you have all these opportunities which you could build a business even online to bring in extra income to take all of that burden off the woman. When you place that type of burden on a woman, something you said one of our talks, Jen, is that when that we are as men have to think about, like when a woman is out there, and even if both parties are working, if the woman is out there working, right, and she's working with different type of dudes and things like that, it takes something away from her. So when a man is at home and we place this type of burden, which is a burden on this woman to go into a field like no matter if go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You finish your thought. Right.
And she goes into this field, right? This field of working this 9 to 5, right? Even if it's something that she loves to do, even if it's something that she loves to do, that's going to like come on now, like dudes are going to be trying to hit on her.
Right. I do not disagree with that. But again, that temptation exists. Even when, use an example of a man listening. A woman will be like, man, I wish my man would listen. He don't give me no attention.
Yeah.
All it takes is for one guy at work who ain't got nothing but time because he see a woman he interested in, and now guess what? She has found her listener. So the reality is that if there is a void, the world will figure out a way to fill it for you. The question just comes down to whether or not that's where you want to get your bucket filled from. So to your point, yes, you go to work. You surrounded by nothing but money. You at work.
Fellas, if you let your wife, if you stay at home man,
PSA.
If you're a stay at home dad, you best to know that eventually your wife gonna end up in Red Roof Inn.
No, first of all, she nasty.
Why? Continental. I can't. But I can't be at the Mandarin in the presidential suite.
The Red Roof Inn.
But this is my question then. If that's how that woman feels, then why not just leave the relationship?
What you mean?
Because then you that'd be too much like right. Nobody in these relationships are not happy. And don't you know that don't you know that what humans do is stay miserable and stay married? That's what they do. That is what they do. They're like, this guy can't fuck. He can't bring home no damn money. He got a gut. This girl got fat on me.
Yeah, and then right, and you out cheating with a guy who at the end of the day won't do nothing for your children. Definitely won't watch them on the weekend.
That's why I said Red Roof Inn. That's why I want that cheap.
No, Mark, ain't nobody going to be a Red Roof Inn. That ain't even worth cheating.
Like she'd be like come on, like she's only be worth like.
What about Red Roof Inn? That's where the coronavirus started. So let's not talk about it.
So somebody posed a good question, right?
What?
All right. So what if we talk about the big ticket item, right? What if the man goes out and buy a vacation, and the vacation is maybe $2,500? Would you all have a problem with that?
He's buying just like a vacation package.
A package.
But you said that money is no object, and no, I wouldn't be mad. You said money is no object, so whatever he wants to buy is fine.
Yeah, I agree with that. Vacation, Mark. Okay, vacation is not a fair example.
Why not? Who's
gonna be mad? Like who's gonna be mad? Like, babe, you know, I got us a week stay in Tahiti. Like, who's gonna be upset?
You benefit from it, right?
No, but you said money is no object. If we're two average working folk, you bought a vacation package, I'm gonna be mad because it's like, how we gonna pay this now? Where'd you get this money from? That's gonna cause conflict. You said money was no object. If money's no object, you then go out and buy me a jet. I'm not gonna be mad. But
you okay? So you said, when I said let's keep it with money no object, right? But you make the point. So if a guy goes out and buys some $12,000 shoes, whatever, you would. You said you could spend that money more wisely.
Not wisely, but spend it something that I would like.
Okay.
I would be insulted if me and you were together and you know I'm not into $12,000 shoes, and then you bring me those shoes and we be like, are you using me for an Instagram? Like, what is this?
So a great example is they did an article with Drake where he was talking about his mansion. His mansion is impeccable, and it's almost like an embassy. It's gorgeous.
It looks like a damn hotel. It's crazy.
I was like, look, ain't no eating in that house. You better make the bed up. It's too impeccable. But he was talking about the fact that in one of the closets, he has all of these expensive designer bags for his future wife. And my reaction to that is, you obviously are trying to attract a certain type of woman, because how do you already have picked out bags as if that's what your wife is looking for? Like, you don't even know who this person is. You don't know her interests. You don't know what's important. That's who did it.
No, so what's wrong with him trying to attract a certain type of woman?
No, that's why I said he must know the type of woman he's trying to attract.
We're not live on Facebook anymore.
You said what?
Fix it. We're not live on Facebook anymore. It says the content isn't available right now. When this happens, check your Facebook. We're not on there anymore.
We still, you sure?
I'm positive. I'm looking at it right now. It got knocked off. It says this content isn't available right now. When this happens, it's usually because the owner only shared it with a small group of people, changed who can see it, or it's been deleted. Can you see it?
I see it.
So see, we're not on there. You got it.
Refresh.
I'm refreshing.
Because we still on it.
Can you see it on Facebook?
I see it from Facebook.
Say again?
I see it from Facebook. Yeah.
You see it on Facebook. I don't see it on Facebook. Ask the people on Facebook, can they still see you? And see if they reply.
They said they see you.
Yeah.
Oh, they could say, wow, I don't know why
that's on your end. We can still, she said we can still see it.
Okay, good. So all right, so that way we ain't talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
Back to Drake and him putting it out there to get himself a nice, big, robust gold digger.
Yeah, exactly. That's if that's what you
take, gold digger.
Because what other woman are you catering to? What
expensive taste?
What happened?
What, maybe she got expensive taste. Like, why she gotta be a gold digger?
Maybe she does have expensive taste, but that don't mean she wanted in a bag.
I mean, we're talking about the same man who said, I got strippers in my life, but they virgins to me. All right, so we're talking about that mentality. We're also talking about a man who made the mother of his child a soft porn actress. Like I can pull up his baby's mother on Pornhub. So that's a whole different mentality.
Yeah, you can use him as an example. He made no, yeah, he can't.
No, but it goes back to your question of if someone was to buy a $12,000 bag, it again, every woman is not going to look at that as a wise decision.
Right.
Period. So, and that's why I say if we have disposable income and those are the type of decisions we making. Even for me personally, I mean, hell, as a filmmaker, I'm like, shit, if we got that type of money, we need a studio. We need to be doing X, Y, and Z. Like my mindset is different. So you have to know your partner because everybody wants to spend their money different.
I agree with you there.
But the women that Drake likes, let's be clear, they would love that $12,000 bag. Those are the women he likes.
Yes. Those are the ones who are fine with just being on the arm of Drake, whatever money he put into an account that they get to spend, that they get to be at the parties, they get to
turn the other cheek.
Huh?
Say it again.
And they turn the other cheek.
Yes, exactly. They will.
You don't get it. You don't get it, Jen.
You said the women will cheat?
They will turn the other cheek.
Oh, of course, yeah, all the cheeks.
Yeah, they will. They will look the other way.
That's a good subject. If a man if a man is a millionaire and his wife is a stay-at-home wife, or if she doesn't make as much money as him, or she marries into a millionaire, is it? I mean, can he have side pieces? No women allow that.
Can he have a side piece?
Pieces.
And you said he's just a millionaire?
Multi-millionaire. Multi-millionaire.
No, and no. What are we talking about? How does your bank account equate to the number of women you can have?
Well, look over in some countries now.
Well, I'm not looking over there.
You could stay right here. Like all the millionaires have multiple women.
You think Warren Buffett is just Bill Gates? You don't think they got?
No, I don't think they do. That's a different mentality. I don't think so.
Okay. Agreed. Well, this is my thing.
And they prime.
Huh?
And they prime.
I don't think so.
They didn't have money in their prime. What are you talking about? They just.
I don't think so. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. I honestly think like those type of men, certain white men that are like that, geeky and nerdy, and I mean you can even tell by the wives they pick. Like I don't know. I don't think that.
Just make their money, go home and eat their cheese and crackers.
Right? They don't even buy like. I mean, have you seen where they live? Their house, their clothes. They don't.
They smart.
They don't floss like that.
Yeah, they're smart.
I give a Negro from the ghetto a $40 million contract.
Right, and he want to go have $1 million for each of his 20 wives. Like, why?
One is better for you.
One is better, but my thing is, if you can have multiple, then I want to have my side piece too. Then we all can be happy.
What that gardener looking like?
Hey,
what?
The pool boy is always hot.
What that gardener looking like? What that personal trainer looking like?
Okay, so what else y'all want to discuss?
That was it. That was the topic for tonight.
Any other?
That was a great topic. That was juicy. Y'all had Carl all fired up, Jen.
Yeah, Carl was like, wait a minute now. She didn't ride it down with me. All right. She done ride it down me. Hold that bitch.
Wait, I think it was somebody in the comments. I can't even remember who it was, but they was like, "What you do, Carl? Why? What you do?" I'm like, "Yes, I need to come on."
I saw that comment and I wanted to ask him that question. Yes. It was Robin. She was saying, "What else did you do other than?" You know what I mean? In other words, how was it just the wife's fault? Like, what else did you do other than not make money? Because
absolutely, well, because we all know when we tell a story, it is always from our perspective, and we are.
When we had her on, she's gonna be like, "No, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, E, blah blah blah."
It's in truth, it's not really all about the money. if there's something like, especially like if the man possesses certain qualities, and this is not against Carl at all, but if a man possesses certain qualities, right? Character, integrity, a hustle, a grind, and he's like, then the woman she's bound to like, she's bound to respect him. Period.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, it was interesting, and not to talk about Carl specifically, but he had said something that I found intriguing. He said that when, and I think I heard it correctly, that when they were earlier on in their marriage, that his wife had exposure to a certain lifestyle, and so she was going to different, I guess not events necessarily, but he knew different people, so she had that type of exposure. And I think sometimes that can cause issues in relationships where if you've had exposure to a certain lifestyle early on. So let's say he had money, you got to take what life with this person's money was. So when they don't have that income anymore, your mind have a point of reference. Like, I remember the good times. This shit right here don't make me feel good. This ain't what I want. This ain't what attracted to you. This ain't what made me stay with you. And oftentimes it's almost like a drug. It's like if you've had the taste of it, then that's what you're chasing. And if you don't see it in that current relationship, you're gonna be looking for it elsewhere. So.
And men are real good. Men are real good with, I call them that I used to. Men are real good with, I used to have blah, blah. And remember when I used to, what do we have now? Men are real good with the, before I met you, I used to. And let me tell you something. No, it's not all about the money. I've dated men who didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw out of, or barely had that. So no, I felt like, okay, you have this quality I like, and that quality I like, and that quality I like. You know what I mean? Money can come. You know what I mean? I'm going to rock with you. And I always regretted it. It was a big fucking waste of time because men preach potential, potential, potential. Ambition, ambition, ambition. That's like a calling card. I ain't got what you want yet, but look, this card, and it says potential, ambition. And women, what do we do? Well, fuck, babe, you got ambition and potential. Let me rock with you. That's like their fucking pass for everything. Like,
it's layaway.
I would not ever allow, if I had a daughter, I would never allow my daughter to get with potential.
Well, she'll be single.
I would never allow her to get with potential. No, she would not be single, but she would not begin with potential.
In her early 20s, she will be single. That is the time frame of a lot of potential.
Some people, they marry differently than we do. We marry and we just pick people, right? So there are certain cultures, right? That's why in certain countries and certain cultures, they're more successful, not just in terms of marriage, but in terms of economics. Because they marry within one another, right? So we want to marry like just anybody.
We're married for love.
Well, but the love that really don't last, that shit wears out.
True, but no, I'm in agreement. We'll marry for love before we think economics.
Yeah, so like if I had a daughter, she would marry. Not me. I would definitely like the guy to love her, right? But she would marry a guy for just the fact that he has potential. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
generational. That's also how you're raised. Like if you saw your mama love your daddy and y'all was on welfare anyway, you know what I'm saying? You're raised to think, well, I gotta love my man.
Everything.
I was raised like that. So I was like, who am I to look at a man and think that he needs to be in a certain financial bracket? I gotta get in there, cook rice and beans and love on him and stuff. And then you make fucked up decisions. And I made that over and over and over. I was in love with some ambition and some potential. I was that girl. I was like, you got potential? Where you been all my life?
Where you been all these characters? You know, she going in and all these different characters. Yo, I should just stand up.
Oh, dude. I was like, oh,
she
told us that.
Look at you with all my ambition. I never seen potential. I never seen that side of potential before, baby.
Potential is the demise. The potential is the demise of the womanhood. Like we will go.
Listen, look. I learned my lesson, right? Early on as a filmmaker, I'm like with me, as far as like early on as a filmmaker and hustling, I'm like, I can hold no woman. No woman wanted me in that stage. They're like, this nigga is like, no, and he's stubborn.
As hell.
He broke and stubborn. No.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing, though. Men don't realize your potential is really what keeps women fighting for the cause. It's right. I see the potential in him. So let me help him get there. Let me stay focused. Let me stay committed. And oftentimes we don't get to see you. We don't get to see you even reach your full potential because we get burned out somewhere along the way.
And then when he makes it, he leaves you. For a white girl.
And then you have pour right, and then you pour so much girls.
You're like, I made you, nigga. And then you be going with Becky. You're like, I made you.
Hey, but you know what? You might have made him, but who he still is, he's still who he is. So yeah.
I mean, let me tell you what I did for a man one time, right? I was like, oh, look at her, oh, all that sexy potential, baby, right? And he had a job stacking cigarettes in Dwayne Reed. And to this day, every time I'm at the fucking counter at Dwayne Reed, oh, that flashback, boy. And he had a job stacking cigarettes in the Dwayne Reeds. That was his job, you know. And the more stores that he stacked cigarettes in, right, the more money he would make. What did I do? I pretended that I worked for the company and I would go with him into the Dwayne Reed and help him stack cigarettes like really, really fast because he had so much potential. And I was like, I'm a help my baby. Let me tell you something. Never again. Mm-hmm. Ever. Because usually, here's the thing, right? The problem with when you meet a man and he has that mentality already, you're really not looking, I don't care what nobody says, you're really not looking at a man that's just at a bad point in his life. You're looking at a man who lives a certain way. That's a certain lifestyle that he has. But we're tricked into thinking, oh, this is just a bad time in this man's life. So let me come in and rescue him and help him out because who am I to look down on this man? He's doing the best he can. And my mama loved my daddy no matter what, right? But 9 times out of 10, 99.9 times out of fucking 100, that man lives that way. And he's expecting women to ride with him no matter what. Because I have seen it. When I broke up a couple exes ago, when I broke up with my man, he was mad at me saying, see, that's why I don't trust women because y'all don't ride or die if we're not making a certain amount of money. And I was like, oh, motherfucker, I was with you when the marshals came to evict your ass. That was me. We were still together after. You know what I'm saying? But again, let me tell you, when I meet a man, and a man tells, I'm just going through a hard time right now. I can't help you. No comprendo, no escucho. I can't help you. I don't no speak English. Like, I will not.
Like run.
I will not do an adult male with potential or living on hard times. Because here's how I think: if you respect women, if you respect relationships, you are going to want to be a certain amount of stable before you decide to bring a woman in your life. What the fuck? Like, why do we have to struggle to prove love? No, I don't have to suffer to prove love.
Totally agree. Let's dispel that myth that you have to struggle to be in love or have love. Shit. Yeah.
No.
Well, look, we have needs, right? We have needs. We have sexual needs.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
Your little chunk change you made, can't you get like a blow for $20 or $40?
Exactly.
Discovery ID.
Exactly.
Okay. Them hookers at $20 a pop. If you have sexual desires, then get you a woman off. But don't bring a woman into your life that expects for her to down for you.
No, right, exactly. That's Jen. That is as simple as it gets. If you are not in a, I'm gonna say in a mental state to be in a relationship that just the basic woman would desire, then leave women the fuck alone. That's easy. The blow job is there. You can get it and keep it moving with no strings attached. But men like the cake and eat it too. They like the benefit of, and especially when they see that their woman is a true ride or die, they will definitely keep that fuel in that fire because they know that you see the potential.
Why do y'all tolerate that though?
Huh?
Why do you all tolerate that?
Because we're raised to. We're raised to tolerate it.
True.
We're raised to tolerate. Because I told you before, if a woman, like you said about if you had a daughter, if a woman is raised to like, you better not bring no man in here that ain't got no damn job, his own home and his car. You better not bring no man here. And then she sees that in her home, she's gonna not bring one of them dudes in there more than likely, because she's like, I can't get with you. Like my daddy, my daddy did this X, Y, and Z, and you ain't got nothing going on. I can't do that. Are you crazy? Well, they're gonna have a different point of view. But 9 times out of 10, raised to endure and ride for the man and be there and help build them and be his vision and his ride or die and be the woman behind the man. And you know, that's what we're conditioned. You know what I mean?
Well, and even to the, and I was saying, even to that point, when you're looking at social media and everything that they put out there, it's like it's glorified if a woman gets stepped on for her man to then reach his potential. Woo! Like, but you are like,
you might stop reading those beta male comments.
Those who comments?
Beta male comments.
No, Toya, I know you've seen them. There are actual memes like, look, he left it. This woman left him because he didn't have no money. Then he got this woman, and he became a millionaire. Now he's buying her everything she wants. I've seen so many memes like that. Like it's like, oh, she left him and told him she. There are whole skits.
Yes.
That's an entire skit where women actors were in it, where a woman is telling a man, oh, you ain't got no money, I don't want you, blah, blah, I want to provide it, blah, blah. And then he's like, okay, leave. And then fast forward in the damn skit, the ex goes looking for a job and she runs into that ex. And here he has this beautiful woman now and his beautiful wife who took him in when he didn't have no money. And that's the constant message that we're being fed. It's all over social media. Like so, we have to accept the bum no matter what to be women. No.
I wrote a movie about that.
No comprendo.
I wrote a movie about that.
What happened?
I wrote a movie about that.
Stock options.
Stock options.
Yes. I didn't see it. What did you say?
She falls for a bum.
And then?
What you mean?
And then what about it?
She falls for a bum. He was homeless.
And then?
Literal bum.
And so he was a real bum. Huh?
Hey, one of my exes was homeless.
So he was a real bum. So she falls for him, right?
So was my ex. He was a real bum. Living on the beach.
Right. But they never, like, you have to see the movie. But they didn't get together until he got his life together.
I can accept that.
He got his life together.
Well, I think Mark, that is fair.
So he
you said that I just told the story.
So he wasn't asking her to be homeless with him to prove her love.
She didn't. No, he never asked her that.
Okay.
No, he never asked her that. No, he never even he never even really. If you watch the movie, he never even pursued her. He didn't pursue her.
Watch this. Okay, sounds good.
All right, I'm just chiming in. Love y'all. Dinner served. I got to go.
We are
done.
Brother Amir.
Red Snapper done. I don't know. Look, I'm gonna see if I can turn my camera real quick.
He has to join the conversation next time. He just
I'm gonna see if I can turn the plate.
So yeah, is he a stay-at-home dad? Wait a minute, he just cooked.
No, that's a warrior right there.
Oh my gosh, that looks amazing.
And it smells amazing. He said a stay-at-home dad. No, he's a chef.
That's a warrior right there. He's from the ranks.
I'm just gonna say this and then I'm gonna hop off. If there was, this is how I know God is real. If God knew if I was quarantined by myself, I would starve to death. So he has blessed me with an amazing man and a chef. That's all I'm saying. Good night.
All right, y'all take care. So, anybody else want to come in, or you said what now?
I said the party's over. That's it. Everybody left. We gotta clean up.
Okay. Any last word? I should say any last words.
No, don't say any last words. Thank you, everybody. If you're still watching, if you stayed on, again, if you have a topic you want us to tackle, slide in Mark's inbox, slide into mine, not with the bullshit, but you know what I mean? Throw a list at us of things you'd like us to discuss and things that you would want to come on and discuss. Because you don't have to be a spectator. You could come on in and drop your opinions as well. The link will always be available. We'll do this again tomorrow. Love you all.
What's the subject for tomorrow?
What's the subject for tomorrow? That's a good question. I don't know. Should we go into the I don't know.
Oh, I know. What do you think about men who are millionaires, right? Or multi-millionaires, right? And women who marry multi-millionaires, and should these men be allowed to have side pieces? No? No? Okay, we'll figure something out.
I mean, I was gonna say, should we do the whole gold digger concept?
Yeah, let's do that. That'd be a good one.
We could combine them because it's not like the same thing. Like gold digger, you know, he'd have to be a millionaire or wealthy, and then can he have different wives?
Right. All right. Okay. Cool. Let's do that then. All right.
I'm gonna come in ready. I'm gonna have Vaseline on my face, and I'm gonna have my hair braided because
your bamboo earrings in.
You play too much. I'm gonna come in with my hair braided and Vaseline on my face.
All right. That's it?
Yeah. All right, guys. Good night. Thank you.
All right.